Hey guys, this is Pikmin Master. Welcome to another Tops episode. This time I'm doing Top 75 the things I like about Generation 5. And some point in there also put things I don't like about Generation 5. Okay, so you know, black, white 2, black 2. So, stuff I pretty like about those games and stuff I didn't like. So let's start with things I liked. Here we go.
It's so nice to meet you!
You know, to be honest, legendary Pokemon are actually pretty darn good. Probably like the first time that actually have equal thoughts about all the legendary Pokemon. For example, for Gen 1, I just like Articuno above the others. Gen 2, I like Lugia, I like Suicune above the others. I don't care about the rest. Gen 3, Kyogre, even though I kind of like Regice, but don't really use it that much. Gen 4, it's really like, wow, like really like just the gods and stuff essentially. So, and well, them kind of like Palkia, or personally like the other a bit more too. And then got Gen 6, I like Xerneas a lot more than the others. But seriously, for Gen 1, it's just, you know, typical, you know, the legendary birds, fire, ice, and lightning. Okay, leave it at that. And then there's Mewtwo, the genetically altered Pokemon. Okay, then Gen 2 comes, and it's essentially, okay, so Raikou and Suicune, they were something about a tower, and Ho-Oh revived them, and yeah. Okay, so they're essentially the legends to a T. Gen 3, they're essentially like weather-altering Pokemon. It's ridiculous. Like, that has a lot of power to essentially change the world as they know it whenever they feel like it. Then Gen 4 comes essentially gods, creation like of you know, personification of time, space, and antimatter. And then there's freaking Arceus, the god. How do you top God? And the thing is, they didn't. So Reshiram and Zekrom aren't gods. They're more like just traditional legendary Pokemon. They chose their hero and stuff. They don't particularly, you know, want to take over the world, of course. But when it comes to them in general, I have no, like, you know, preferred favorite over them. Heck, I even like Kyurem, mostly because it's an ice legendary. But I mean, I like Reshiram, it's my favorite fire types. I like Zekrom because it's a cool design. Kyurem's pretty weak, but at least like them as a Dragon Ice type. And Kyurem's fusions, they're okay. So the other okay, I like them just about equally. And then there's the Musketeer Quartet, which I kind of like equally, although like Cobaline them above the others, but I like them all just about equally. And then there's Victini, cute and his fire psychic, awesome. So then Mellow and Genesect, okay. I don't know what to say, but they're all pretty alright. So that's why I put in the 5 spot because, well, I have like about equal thoughts about all of them. So that's much it.
It's so nice to meet you!
Number 4, the characters. They were like the character designs of every of the major characters, like the main characters, the rivals, the gym leaders, the Elite Four. Yes, I'm counting the rivals because, heck, I mean, like this is probably the best you can get to do really good rivals. I mean, we're not gonna get Silver again, we're not gonna get Blue again, but from what we got, I like them. Definitely like Charon and he really wants to be the champion, and then there's Bianca, who doesn't just there for the ride really, but ends up being a good character. Overall does become what she wants to be, the professor assistant, so at least shows progression at that. And then Charon, who the gym leader, ends up in Black White 2 as a gym leader, so at least that's one step from that. So there you go, guys, at least you did well. I like the designs of the main characters, the female character in general, especially. I like the designs of it a lot more than the other playable characters, really. Heck, even probably Serena, kind of like White's design a lot more. So or Hilda, whatever her name is. But they're the designs of them. But then the Black White 2 guys, I don't really care that much. I definitely like Hilda's design a lot more than the others. The gym leaders are interesting, especially like the Strident trio. They're all interesting. Lenore's alright, I guess. Berg is kind of creepy, but he's cool. People like with lots of fan runs of Elisa and Skyla, although I still don't like Skyla whatsoever because like I still consider her evil. Like Clay's pretty cool. He's not Byron, but he's cool. what's his name? Bryson. Yeah, he got kind of cool. It's pretty cool with the PokeStar Studios. He's pretty cool, no pun intended kind of guy. And there's Drayden. Yeah, Drayden's a pretty awesome guy with a freaking epic beard. Iris becomes a champion. Like, what do you expect? What do you expect a freaking gym to become a champion thing coming? I mean, we see champion becomes champion, but not the other way around, right? Oh wait, yes we have. What are we talking about? But at least like Iris, I don't know. I just find Iris a bit more interesting than Wallace. So I'll just leave it at that. At least in the anime, Iris is more interesting than Wallace. Alder, he's kind of lame, to be honest. I find Alder lame, but at least the Elite Four is pretty interesting. Like, they got Caitlyn all the way back from Platinum. We got Grimsley. He's like, Grimsley's pretty epic looking. He's like, he takes no Fs from anyone. So, and then there's Chantal. I just like Chantal. He's definitely like, easy to find of Velma from Scooby-Doo, Ghost included. And there's Marshall, which is, I don't know, at least you gotta give this guy props for being, you know, black, at least. Because, like, you don't see those every day in Pokemon. But, yeah, that's what I kind of like the designs of the main characters in Gen 5.
It's so nice to meet you.
Okay, the hidden abilities. These definitely are a game changer. Because they gives like certain Pokemon interesting abilities to go with. And definitely continues the concept in Gen 6 with heck, even some Pokemon getting new hidden abilities. For example, Scolipede gets Speed Boost, like it basically becomes Ninjas but way better. But with hidden abilities in general, at least they give old Pokemon a chance to get abilities that they would never get, but actually makes them more or less better. Like, for example, Garchomp is no longer Ubers because of Rough Skin. Because Samuel's Punch's only like ability. So even having Rough Skin necessarily you know, changes the meta quite a bit when it comes like to what Pokemon do with what ability. I mean, like, some Pokemon became Uber because of hidden abilities. Some Pokemon jump from NU to OU because of hidden abilities. So, and a lot of Pokemon get a lot more interesting. Even the Unova native Pokemon get interesting abilities. So, all said, the hidden definitely are a game changer. So, that's kind of a nice thing to have for the continuation of the series of Pokemon.
It's so nice to meet you.
Okay, the second one, the whole point of Black and White in general, in that the point of Black and White essentially to start over, to take what you know about Pokemon and take it to a setting that you've never heard of, Pokemon that you've never seen before. The idea of new beginnings. I like that idea. I don't know why people don't like it. Like, some people actually don't like the idea that, oh, you have to have old Pokemon every single time, every single game, because people like the old Pokemon. Okay, I get it. But when you're faced with nothing but new stuff, that actually, you know, changes your mindset of, you know, what Pokemon do you want for your team. Heck, like I said before, by Catching the World White file, there are some Pokemon in it that I actually don't care about, i.e. Seismitoad, but are in my team because it ends up being useful the whole way through. And to be honest, like, when I saw like Darmanitan, I never really liked Darmanitan, but because I got a shiny, I might as well just use it. Like, if I never caught a shiny Darmanitan, I would never used it. I would have used it at all, because I just don't like Darmanitan. But since I got a shiny, might as well. And it's a good nature too. I doubt it has good IVs, but still, it served me through and through. So, kind of the kind of idea. This is why I didn't do. I'm not doing a X and Y Catching the World, because what's really the point? It's like the point of Catching the World is essentially to showcase some of the new Pokemon, which I did, and it's awesome. It's kind of also why I kind of got boring on season like 3. I got bored in season 3 because all it does is just showing old Pokemon. That's it. It's heck even doing season 2, I just kind of got bored because you've seen all the new Pokemon already. What's next? Get the rest of the Pokemon. But that's why I kind of like this. Too bad X and Y isn't much like this. However, X and Y has its own purpose than Black and White. And Black White 2 is more of a continuation of Black White. So there you go. But I still like Black White more than Black White 2. Mostly because of this idea of new beginnings.
It's so nice to meet you.
And number 1, and Team Plasma, they stole the show. Also, like Team Plasma steal the show. Because what is Team Plasma other than PETA, but Pokemon? Like, because the thing like about Team Plasma was like the idea of Team Plasma, like, because initially they wanted to like separate humans from Pokemon because they think that humans are enslaving Pokemon, like they're doing things against their will. I see where the direction is going with that. Like I can understand why this is so. However, I have my own reasons why this is stupid, but that's not the point. But the point being that Team Plasma's initial goal is just to separate humans and Pokemon because they think that humans are essentially enslaving Pokemon. Okay, I get it. So there you go. I get it. And then, however, of course, when it turns out all of your rules just so gases can take over the world.
Naturally!
It's funny, like when that failed in Black White 2, Guess screw it, let's take over the world the old-fashioned way. It's funny how like Guess was more blunt in taking over the world than others because like with Team Magma and Aqua, what they want to do is change the climate ecosystem of the world, so one can benefit more from whatever than the other. Weird, but all right. Team Rocket, they just want money and take over the world. I think not exactly clear because they're essentially a mafia. So okay, whatever. They just want money, whatever. Team Galactic is crazy because like funny because like even Team Galactic themselves have no idea what's going on. Excited told that, oh, you want to create a new world? Well, I'm its leader. And not just the whole world, a whole universe. Like a whole different universe. Screw the rest of you guys. Like, you can make like Cyrus really cold and heartless. So, yeah, what the heck, Cyrus? But Gases, he's like, no, screw it. I'm doing this the old-fashioned way. I got my awesome ice airship, and I'm going to use it on you guys if you don't let me take over the world. Yeah, it's fun and awesome. But of course, the one character that steals the entire show is N. Like N actually, because of the Gen 5, he's my favorite Pokemon character ever. And it's still so. Cause like they pretty much they acknowledge a backstory, they acknowledge his motives. They acknowledge his history with Team Plasma. It makes sense. It is a character that makes total sense. This is why I like this character, because and plus he's not evil about it. He never had bad intentions. He just like essentially raised in a way that forces him to become the way he is by his evil father, quote unquote. But it's just who he is, and he accepts it. Like he usually wants to be a better person. So and plus Reshiram and Zekrom, depending on the game, specifically chose him to be their hero, and I understand that. It makes sense. So that's why I like. Man, he's just a great character in general. I actually made a tops about my favorite Pokemon characters, so Ed's in there. So go watch that. All right, the toughest stuff I don't like. So I'm gonna keep this part short. Here we go. The top 5 things I don't like about Gen 5.
Talk about a complete bother.
The Dream World. Seriously, if it weren't for the hidden abilities, who wants to go to Dream World? I mean, the only thing they're essentially like the Pokemon Company is pretty much forcing you to go to Dream World if you A, want berries, and B, want Pokemon with different abilities, or C, just want Pokemon that are there Pokemon exclusive to Dream World? I don't remember. But maybe they are. But Yeah, you just want specific Pokemon. Because and to get to this awesome Pokemon and some berries and stuff, you have to do some lame, easy mini games that literally take a lot of your time, but with little payoff. Anyway, you can only do it within an hour because they think that the servers will be overloaded every single day. What the heck? That's just really boring. Like, I got rid of Dream World pretty easily because really, who wants Dream World? I mean, like, we just want to get the Pokemon hidden abilities right off the bat. At least XY did this right, and introducing multiple different ways to get certain Pokemon with new abilities. So there you go. At least that XY improved. But Dream World is pretty lame, to be honest.
Talk about a complete bother.
Specifically overpowered Pokemon. Like, granted, I was going to talk about Pokemon designs, but I'm going to fix it right here that I don't, when it comes to Pokemon designs, it's not like any one generation that ruins it. I don't find that, one generation ruins designs of Pokemon, because there always will be good designs of Pokemon and bad designs of Pokemon, no matter which generation you're talking about. It doesn't matter if, I ran out of ideas, they ran out of ideas, so they only pick lame Pokemon. That's not how they work. You'll always find something. There still always real-world animals that they can utilize. There's always some concepts they want to utilize. There's still some ideas left. So I was going to talk about that, but that's not the point. The point is that there are some Pokemon that are specifically overpowered. I'm looking at you, Excadrill. Like, why the frig you have to be so freaking overpowered? Like, you have the stats, but you have the stats, not the nature, the typing, the moves, and pretty much the general idea around team building around one Pokemon, like Excadrill, Ferrothorn, heck, freaking I don't even remember, like Thundurus, like Thundurus become Ubers because of it. Like, there's some Pokemon that's and Conkeldurr, yeah. There's even Conkeldurr early on was ridiculously powerful, and Whimsicott early on was freaking seemingly overpowered. Granted, not anymore, but still. But there are still some Pokemon with super high stats that people want to use the new Pokemon rather than the old Pokemon. Granted, the old Pokemon, there's still some overpowered guys there, but there's lots of new fifth-gen Pokemon that are ridiculously overpowered, or at least purposely overpowered. Giving them good movesets, giving them good typing, giving them interesting design. Like, look at Excadrill. That's a cool design. And combined with everything, what the heck? So yeah, there's some Pokemon that are overpowered, and there's some Pokemon that are lame, even though they have good designs. Like, I want to use Zebstricus at some point. However, its moveset is meh at best. Like, I like these Zebstricus. It looks pretty cool. Egg is one of the Pokemon I actually wanted to see a Mega of, just to see it being used more, because it's so underrated, so to say. It's underrated, but granted, it's underrated for a reason. But they could have done better with this Pokemon, but no. But yeah, this is Pokemon that I would like to see more of. They're just not. Next.
Talk about a complete bother.
Weather. Oh boy. Did the metagame centralize about weather? It's mostly, hey, what? I literally one time I wanted to make a team on Twitch with and that Champion Marks with me, and the first thing he said, I think it was Ubers, yeah. I wanted to make an Uber team, and the first thing Mark said to me was, "What weather?" That's the first thing he said to me. That what weather? Because at that time I wanted to make an anti-weather team, but said good luck with that, or something to that effect. But yeah, the weather literally became the metagame of Gen 5. Just with Pokemon like Politoed against Drizzle of all things, with as hidden ability, weather became essentially in OU. Therefore, there are lots of teams that are basically revolve around the rain, the sun, heck, hail even, and especially Sandstorm. There's a lot of Pokemon that benefit a lot from Sandstorm. So they're Pokemon, and since yeah, so permanent weather is in all tiers essentially. It's in the main tier. So yeah, and since permanent weather is, well, permanent, hence the name, it definitely became a lot problem trying to do to either a non-weather team or an anti-weather team, mostly because it's all over the place. I mean, and that's why I'm actually glad that in 6th gen, weather is nerfed to death. Literally to death, and that certain Pokemon cannot be used anymore because of weather's nerf. Granted, I like that, but that also means that people have to think more about what teams they want to make. Granted, I still want to make a rain team for Gen 6, because there's some Pokemon want to use specific rain teams, but the point stands that weather is really freaking annoying. That's why, like, there's some teams that just don't want to use anymore. Like, pick Drizz, like, I don't want to use that again. Still. Anyway, that's...
Talk about a complete bother.
The Pokemon musicals, boy, are they boring. Like, you can go around and play the game normally without ever touching the musicals. At all. At least with contests, you do something on it. There's stuff to do with contests, but with musicals, you don't. All musical is essentially a toned down version of contests. That's it, just dress up your Pokemon and just watch them do stuff. That is boring. I'm sorry, that's boring. That's not enough intrigue for anyone. That's why I think I remember seeing in freaking the website that there aren't that many musicals at all to be like downloaded. So I think Pokemon Company and GF were aware that musicals aren't a thing, so they just got rid of it. So good thing that's out of the way. So Pokemon musicals, boring.
Talk about a complete bother.
And number one, the most obvious reason why I don't like the game is the fact that it didn't last long. Like, essentially, the Black and White, when it started, 10, I think? I don't really know. But, however, it didn't last the amount of time it normally takes for a Pokemon generation. Usually Pokemon generations take about 4 years-ish, around that time. But with Gen 5, it lasts about 2 years. So, yeah, a 2-year game, a two-year generation, it's not a healthy generation. Heck, the metagame just barely got stable at that time. So, for metagame just got to be stable. Now, oh look, it's a new generation. More importantly, why is it on the DS of all things? Yes, at that time the 3DS wasn't selling as good, but come on, a 3DS Pokemon game will instantly sell well. That is a known fact. Pokemon sells handhelds. Period. That's the main reason why the Game Boy became a thing. That's the main reason why the Game Boy Advance became a thing. That's the reason why the DS became a thing. And that's that reason. And heck, even now, that's one of the reasons why the 3DS is a thing. Granted, it came out after 3DS was a thing, but still, it augmented it, so to say. So, why not sell do 5th gen on the 3DS? And then, at least with 3DS, you can actually make Unova huge. You can make Unova big. And you probably include the 6th gen Pokemon if you have already thought of it, considering the amount of 6th gen Pokemon are there. But no, it's on the DS, which makes it both a bit of trouble to actually be able for anyone to care about, and B, easy to hack because the DS regular, they do have easily hackable with the what's his name, the Pokesap, Pokegen, and there's the R4 and Ace cards. Heck, that's the main reason why I don't have that much DS games anymore. Because the Ace card pretty much took it over. It's useless now. But here I stand that there aren't that many games for it. All there are is just Black, White, White 2, Black 2. Nothing else for the main series. I mean, like for side series, there are quite a number of them, so it's good. But for the number of main games, there are only just the new games and its sequels. That's it. No Ruby Sapphire remakes, no other regions, no games in that they're within Gen 5, but it takes place somewhere different. Nope, none of that. So it's kind of very disappointing for Gen 5 to have. So yeah, that's such a big disappointment. But hey, we got X and Y, and hope that doesn't last like 2 years, because that'd be stupid. So anyway, that's much it for my list of things I like and don't like about Generation 5. Next time we're going ponies. See you guys later.